Hi everyone, this is Ajit here. Welcome back to my channel, and thank you so much. It's honor, it's pleasure. You keep watching my YouTube channel on your electronic device. So it's honor to me. Thank you so much. And just a small disclosure that I'm not a financial planner, I'm not financial advisor, I'm not a money manager, I'm not equity broker. So all this information is just for the information, entertainment, and education only. Before investing anywhere, just take advice of your financial advisors and just take this all information as just education information only. So let's start today's topic. I'm decided that what is right now the market conditions at this moment, why there is a huge sell-off, why there is a huge volatility, and what is the impact of the inflation to the the current market situation, and on the what is the impact of the our society nowadays. So like what I observed that since January 2022, like uh, it has been a headache year for the investors so far. So everybody is tense, everybody is stressful since January. Like what is happening, there is a high significant volatility in the market, and since last the last month of the May and month of the June, we just observing there is a significant sell-off right now in the market. So why that is happening? So I think so. Like what I observe, or like I just want to like share with you guys. First of all, like what is the intention to launch this channel? This channel is just I'm just going to share the current market situation, and in future I will share you the more good companies, quality companies where people can invest for the next 5 to 7 or 10 years time period, and where we can make a multiple X returns from those good companies. The like in future, all the companies that I will discuss with you guys, and I will promote the interviews of the good successful CEOs, the companies that I'm holding right now. I'm like in future I'm going to arrange the interviews of the CEO of that particular companies. So I'm just trying to make a particular community and particular group of the people in our community. Those people just to do the value buying. So I believe in a value buying, whether that is company based in USA, that is based in North America, Canada, South America, South Africa, Australia, in India, anywhere. So all the companies, there is a good potential to deliver good returns. Those are on our scanner. Those are companies are on our radar, and soon I will soon you like a specific company wise details. And till the time right now today, like I'm discussing about the inflation, volatility, what is happening in the credit market, what is happening in the bond market, what will be the significant impact of the higher interest rate on the real estate and automobile industry or in other industry. So let's start begin that. So I'm just going to do some number crunching today. So is that so what I observe here, like there is a growing signs of the the red hot housing market is fast cooling too, and it's a hard to make the close that. So I think so there is a negative sentiments and significant negative sentiments in the real estate market, and those real estate market what I observe in USA or in Canada as well. So like whatever the prices in 2021 November and December, if suppose some properties were listed for the $2 million, those prices are down now between 15 to 20 percentage. So if some property was listed in November, December, or January, first quarter of this this year for the 2 million, now that price is dropped down, and those properties are now listed for 1.8 million, 1.7 million. So that kind of shift right now in the market. So downfall is almost between 10 to 15%, 18%, but that is very subjective. Somewhere this is up to 20% as well. So so there is a sign of slowdown especially in the real estate market. Earlier it was a seller's market. Now it's turning to the buyer's market. So that is a one paradigmic, shift right now at this moment. And what I observe, given that the Federal Reserves remain, follows focus on distorting demand in order to bring today's inflation under the control. So what is doing the Federal Reserve? So Federal Reserve is a change the game. Why they change the game? In the time of the COVID, जब कोविड का टाइम था, और फेडरल रिजर्व and other central banks, they just printing the money, they just sending the money to all the people to feed their families, because there was a lockdown in the society. So that's why everybody was receiving the check from the government. And at that time, that is like lifetime low rate of interest. That was the policy of the central banks, that is the policy of the Federal Reserve, and almost they're near about the zero interest rate. The policy, that's lifetime low interest rate policy at that time. So what is happening? People receive the lots of money, lots of checks. So government directly injected those money to the individuals, and individual, what they do, once they receive the money, they took a smart decisions, and those smart decisions they took, what they do, they spend those money for their own self, but whatever the amount they earning as a minimum wages, and those check was above the minimum wages. So people get absolutely free money. They save some money, they spend some money for their own self, but they save maximum portion of that. And in North American market, or in European countries, if suppose lots of peoples are there, they just revolving their credit card interest every month. So suppose, as example, somebody have the income of, as example, the $5,000, and they have total spending of the $6,000. So they're spending $5,000 from their paychecks and $1,000 additional from the credit card. Next month, if they are not able to pay that credit card, that $1,000 outstanding, then what they will do? So this is the practice. They will do a minimum payment, and they keep interest paying on that particular credit card. तो कोविड के टाइम पे मैंने ऑब्जर्व किया कि so many Americans, Canadians, European, those people, they just collecting all the money from the government, and they just collected, and they take a smart decisions, and they just start to repay their debts, and they clear that debt. तो कोविड के टाइम पे जब सभी को पैसा मिल रहा था, तो जो क्रेडिट कार्ड का डेट है वो काफ़ी हद तक रिड्यूस हुआ था उस टाइम पे, right? Because people have some savings was increased and debt was reduced at that particular point of time. But what happened after that? After that, because there's a lots of inject liquidity in the market. So what is happening? Once I have the money, so I have the liquidity, so what I will do, I'm just going to reach out. So the people who is not able to buy a car like $8,000, $10,000 used car, at that time people are receiving the money. If they collect 3 months, 4 months, there is almost $6,000, $8,000 they are going to buy as a used car, because sitting at home collecting the checks, collecting the money, and they're going to buy. So at that time, like, the car sales was very much high, real estate sales was very much high, and other all different kind of the segment sales was high, right? Because people getting the money, government can inject those money to the people get the money to feed their families, right? So government can produce the money, they can inject the money in the system, but these liquidity can't produce any kind of the productivity, right? They can able to create a consumer demand, but consumer demand will that is good. And that's why in the time of the COVID, when there is lots of liquidity provided by the Federal Reserve or Central Bank of Canada or other central bank to the direct to the individuals, to their citizens, so those they are going to spend the money, that is create the number of for the GDP. So consumer durable goods was selling, that was a very great. But what happened? Numbers are there, those are the economy running on the steroid, that the liquidity, and people spend the money, GDP was higher. What happened after that? Once COVID impact get reduced, all these benefits, social benefits, extended child benefits and other benefits, unemployment benefit, slowly gradually that was cut down by the governments, and government start to reducing those spendings, right? So people so after that, once the government start to spending less money for this kind of the programs, so people start to receiving less money. Once people start to less money, this people now ready to start working for the minimum wages, but the minimum wages is lesser than whatever they receive from the government. तो जब गवर्नमेंट से जो रिसीव किया था और आज के टाइम पे जो मनी वो अर्न कर रहे हैं, जो मिनिमम वेजेस वो कम है, तो इस टाइम पे क्या होगा? पीपल इज गोइंग टू स्पेंड लेस मनी. एंड अगेन, earlier interest rate was a down, lifetime down. Now because the inflation is higher, because bad money chasing the good money, like liquidity is chasing to the hard asset, so that's why there is inflation. And to counter those inflation, now the Federal Reserve want to control, they don't want to destroy, they want to control the demand, and that's what interest rate is increased. So once there is an interest rate is increase, what is going to be impact? Everything is going to be more expensive. Mortgages are going to be more expensive. The car loan, any kind of consumer durable goods, anything that is dependent on the interest, that is dependent on the finance, that is going to be more expensive. And this situation, when things are the more expensive, what will happen? So nowadays, when inflation is higher, like last Friday, this Bureau of Statistics in the US, they declared 8.6% inflation. That is the highest since 1980. So almost last 42 years, this is the highest interest, highest inflation right now. This is significant, and that is going to impact everyone. So in this situation, when inflation is high, government is again going to increase the interest rate. Again the next week or this week, they are going to again raise, I think so, I believe, I'm wondering 0.50 basis. Once they will increase this rate of interest, that is going to add some more fuel to the fire. Why? Because if as a common person, if I will get a check that is less than my spending, number one, I'm going to cut down my all the spendings. So if I will spend something for my entertainment, so what I will do, I will first cancel my subscription to the Netflix. And last month, what I observed, I read somewhere that subscribers of the Netflix is went down in the last quarter. So I will cut down my entertainment. I will cut down the expenses for my petrol, for my gas. I will try to cut down some other expenses for my groceries. Might be possible I will shift to some other brand, those brand producing cheaper groceries where I can get some value buying. So these things are the going. But if after the cutting I'm not able to manage my budget, then what I will do? The common man will start to spending the money from the credit card. Once people start spending money with the credit cards, again credit card revolving credit is going to up, right? And once that is going to happen, so what is happen? Consumer demand, like consumer spending, debt on the consumer, individual consumer, that is going to be high. Right now, the corporate debt is the highest significant level. Government debt, because they're spending lots of money. Whatever the money they printed in last 200 years, total, the money printing or the liquidity provided to the market, they just produce, like Federal Reserve provided last 200 years, whatever they provided liquidity, just 40% of that just provided in last 3 years. That is a significant. That's why those money chasing to the economy, chasing to different products, and that's why that inflation is very high. Let's do some number crunching here. What is the data for the credit cards here right now? So I just find out that on the credit card side, uh, one second. So I will discuss you that data later time. One second. Now we have to discuss about the volatility. How is the volatility, going to impact your life at this moment? So, according to me, what I understand in the market volatility, because the game is changed, interest rate is higher. So, because of the higher interest rate, you know, uh, the mortgages is going to be, with the more expensive. House is not going to be sold. And what is the story nowadays? All these anchors are discussing on CNBC and everywhere, because the fuel prices are high. There is the conflict and war going on between the Russia and Ukraine, and that's how that is going to be impact very negatively to the energy market. And that is the reason why there is a higher the gas prices and petroleum products or energy prices are the much more expensive. But I believe, what I understand, the consumer price index CPI, the consumer price index CPI, the energy fuel, the component is a very limited. That is the small component, but 15 to 16% component is the food prices. जो हम जो हम कंज्यूम करते हैं, ग्रोसरी, जो फूड प्रोडक्ट्स है, वो 15 to 16% उसका वेटेज है. रियल एस्टेट का वेटेज ऑलमोस्ट 40% है. ठीक है, तो जब 40% उसका रियल एस्टेट का वेट है, राइट, तो मैक्सिमम 55, almost 55% from the food and the real estate, that is contributing to the calculation for the CPI, right? But it might be possible in in next quarter, 2 to 3 months, inflation कम हो सकता है. how that is possible? 2 मिलियन का जो घर था आज के टाइम पे 1.7 या 1.8 मिलियन का अगर सेल हो रहा है, तो प्राइजेस कम हुई ना. तो जब प्राइजेस कम हुई, ये सारे लैगिंग इंडिकेटर है. दीज ऑल दिस डाउनफॉल इन प्राइजेस दैट इज गोइंग टू बी कंसीडर इन नेक्स्ट CPI कैलकुलेशन. सो हम ऑब्जर्व कर सकते हैं कि आने वाले टाइम में, आने वाले क्वार्टर्स में, महंगा, लाइक वट एवर द इन्फ्लेशन इज देयर, दैट इज गोइंग टू बी डाउन. प्राइजेस, एनर्जी की प्राइजेस नहीं भी डाउन आएगी, फिर भी लाइक CPI विल डाउन. सो दैट इज हाउ दैट इज गोइंग टू बी इम्पैक्ट द मार्केट. Number two, energy prices. Energy prices, some big players are there. So crude oil prices, physical crude oil, that is not that much expensive, but actually the institution, the big boys, they have the bigger position in the future market and option markets, right? And आप देखोगे तो जो ये जो एनर्जी मार्केट है, दिस इज नॉट गोइंग लाइक दिस कि जस्ट ये ऊपर जाएगा. दैट इज zigzag, right? So abhi, like I remember that in 2020 the price was -$40 per barrel, minus zero के नीचे minus 40 था. वहाँ से spike was $65 to $120 per barrel, and now, so this is right now the trading at higher. But I will advise my friends whoever just holding the these energy companies, if you're sitting on the good profit, just take some profit off the table. That is a great advice to you. It might be possible the big boys who have the position in the future market, those people who the decide the direction of the future crude oil prices, they can decide within fraction of second. Okay, I'm just going to square off. Once they will square off, other people is going to square up, because there's not much big player. There is a number of people, institutions we can count on our fingers. So be careful. Now, what I observe here, like since January 2020, the bond market is down almost 10% because of the fear of the inflation, because of the fear of the Federal Reserve is going to increase the interest rate. S&P 500 is down 19%, significant downfall. Nasdaq is down 28%, minus 28%. Bitcoin is down almost 39%. This is the all the asset class completely sell off. And now sell off is still going on. But my friends, right now there is a market is in oversold territory. Once we have a rubber band, once you stretched out, those are the stretched out. So if somebody had the position and they wanted to get exit this market, this is not right time to sell off this your securities, your precious savings right now. You will get some some fall off rally, because once the once this rubber get loose, so this artificial stretching is get to the normal. So in future you will get some relief rally, and those time that will be right time to rebalance your portfolios, because right now I'm not sold any of my securities. I'm still holding my all the securities, because all are the value buying, and like whatever the like principal capital I'm invested, that is still there, plus whatever the gain I have in January, I'm almost lose my profits almost 38 percentage. So like everyone's portfolio is reduced in terms of the profit. So my portfolio is also down almost 38 percentage right now, but it's again this is a game of the markets. I'm a investor for a longer period of time, so my horizon is at least 10 to 20 years, because I'm just buying the value buying things, and I'm just going to be sit down on that. And I don't believe in the trade. So trade buy something today and selling something after 1 month. No, that is not my practice. My practice is that just slowly, gradually I'm buying every month consistently, and whatever my holdings are there, my holdings I'm just making those companies holdings for 5 years, 7 year, 10 year, for a longer period of time only. And if I hold one company, I spend at least 1 hour every month to study those companies. That is underlying, right? We need to understand the first of all where we need to invest. Whatever we understand, we have to just invest there. If you don't understand, do not invest any single dollar, any single penny to any company or any mutual fund or anywhere. So just digest yourself, whatever that you understand, you just invest there. And before investing, just to take advice of your financial advisor. That is the best strategy to how you can enter in the market, how you can buy the good quality companies, how you can buy good ETFs, quality ETFs, how you can buy the good quality funds. Those managed by the quality fund managers are great fund managers. So you have to make your strategy for the entry, and you need to plan for your stop losses. You need to make your exit strategy. You need to make your if situation is not favorable, right? So if somehow you are not comfortable and you are not able to sleep because of this volatility market, then you are over invested. So do not do that. Do not put yourself in a particular chamber where you don't have the the relax. If you are over invested, cut down your some positions in coming relief rallies, and just put some cash on a side. In future you will get more better valuations, more attractive valuations, and then you can able to take down your position again in good asset classes, right? So do not panic, and do not panic because of this the oversold market. Just keep some patience and things will come. You will get chance for your portfolio rebalancing, and just once you whatever the profits you have, you just sell your those equities, keep some profits off the table, and just put your money in your account and just ready, because this is one of the lifetime opportunity. If there is a more sell off, that this will be the lifetime opportunity in coming in next 1, 2 or 3 quarters. But be patient, because this time market will go down, but it might be possible it will take time based correction. So it might be take 2 to 3 quarters or 4 quarters to get down, right? In my coming next presentation, I'm just going to uh, offer you guys some like my PPT presentation. There I'm just going to crunch all the numbers, in which year what happened, and what kind of the recession was there, how much time it will take to recover, how much percentage what it was down. Because once there is a, once there is a great fall, the great rally will be follow, but it will take time. It is not immediately, it's not a V-shaped recovery this time. It will take time, but be patient, and once you have the right strategy, you can make your fortune. I'm sure you will make your fortune. Okay. Now, we talking nowadays the volatility and the inflation number. This week we take about the inflation number. So that was, I'm already discussed the last Friday, 8.6%. That was the inflation number, and it point food inflation we already discussed, and several things again. When I'm telling you that, okay, now we are discussing about the inflation, whatever the base wages we have and whatever the inflation we have, there is a lots of gap between that. So that gap filled by the credit card spending, those revolving credit that is going to be increased day by day, and those day by day credit card spending, I just code here with some numbers. I just make here almost in a month of April. Yeah. So right. So here I have the numbers: $55 billion revolving credit in the month of April 2022 only, and 35 billion again in May 2022 only. So almost $90 billion in 2 months. This is what happening in a revolving credit card right now in the United States of America. Story is not very different for Canada. Story is not very different from the European Unions, and the story is not very much different in India as well. Right. Soon I will, I will post one special post very soon for Indian market as well. But whatever happening in the US market, because the FII have invested a very heavy significant amount in Indian market as well, and once there is a sell off from the FII, DII will be direct domestic institutional investor will participate for buying something. But once there is sell off and they understand the risk of the inflation, they understand the situation of the economy is cooling down right now. So we're ready to see a long winter this time. Long winter in the sense, this is not multiple years, but you need to patience, three to 4 quarters, and it will take some time. Yep. To settle down and to the reach that particular level where we all have take some breath and start taking some position. But right now this is time you just make your excels, you just make your companies list buying price and be ready to just load your bullets. So when there is a good situation, you can able to buy the good equities, good quality companies, good CEOs, and just focus on the good people. Once you follow the good people, once you buy good securities, good companies, lead by the good CEOs, good management, you will make a the fortune for yourself. Right. And it's interesting enough what is happening to the the in a housing market that I'm already discussed. 15 to 20% downfall is there as well. Now, one very important point, because this home prices are going down, interest rate is going to be increased. There is so many people, lots of people in different countries, because of the higher interest rate, and they bought this property mortgage rates when that was a lifetime low. So sooner those people are not able to afford to service their debt of housing market. So what is going to happen? More number of units will be available very soon in the market for the sale, because people not able to afford that. They able to afford that, but whatever the rate of interest, and that was a lifetime low. Interest rate is getting higher, so these people are not able to sustain their lifestyle, or they are not able to sustain those mortgage payment. So more closures is coming to the market, more number of units is coming to the market. That is going to be a very negative impact. And right now the sentiment is already hurt. That sentiment is not going to improve very soon. It will take some time. So game is changed. Federal Reserve is changed the rules of the game. Earlier that was lifetime low rate of interest. Now Federal Reserve is a more aggressive and hawkish and increasing rate of interest very aggressively, and they just want to control whatever the inflation is there, and they just want to hurt the economy. They just wanted to control the destruction of the market, and that's why they increasing the interest rate right now. And if you see, there is organic demand destruction, which price will go to the high, and consumer says as we are not going to be spend that much money. I'm already explaining you, because if I don't have that much money, because I'm working on the minimum wages, and if don't I have that much money, I'm just going to cancel my entertainment. What about the subscription is there? I'm just trying to save that. I will spend less amount of money for my gas. I will drive my car less. Other things I will try to cut down my position. So this spending is going to be cut down. Plus, if you see, in our economy, 60% is a part of this economy, or the biggest employment provider in North America, biggest employment provider in Asian countries, biggest employment provider in European countries is a small businesses. Those small businesses have the loan because for survival they took some loan from the government on some subsidies, on some relaxation rate of interest in the time of the COVID. Now all these small businesses need to repay all these loans, and interest is going to be higher. So there is a much negative impact right now happening on the small business as well, and there is a lots of closures of small businesses. That what I'm observing at this moment here. So situation is not going to be improved. Situation is going to be more bad. So this is what I want to observe. And again, if you see that 8.6% interest rate inflation in a United States of America, same numbers in Canada as well. Because of the higher inflation, higher interest rate, increased by the Federal Reserve, bond market is significantly down, 10%. 10% is significantly down. That is considered. What is the inflation in Sri Lanka? There is hyperinflation. Their currency have what kind of the value? There is a superinflation in India. There is hyperinflation in Pakistan. There is a hyperinflation in Nepal. There is a hyperinflation in some of African countries. So situation is not very much rosy everywhere because of the higher inflation. Things are not going good, and US is provided lots of liquidity to the market, so the people and the citizen of the country, they can able to survive, they can able to feed their families, they can able to run their families and social structure, and they don't want to because of the financial crisis there will be some unrest in the society. That's why those people, the leaders and the economists or the Federal Reserve, they provided all this check, and those people spend those money, whether they are paying for their credit card or they're buying their household goods or the groceries. And what US do? US import maximum things. They hardly manufacturing. They're manufacturing war machines. They're manufacturing satellites. They're just manufacturing high-end technology things. The rest everything they just import. And what they export? They export the US dollars. And once they export the US dollar, they also export the inflation. Right? All the countries, they're making US dollar as a reserve currency, all the country disclose the, declare that this much they have the reserve currency right now, this much of amount. So once they store the money, inflation will also come with that. So like everywhere there is inflation, all the central banks trying very hard to get this inflation control, and they will control as well the inflation. I believe in next 3 months you can able to see that inflation is under the control, because all the hard asset prices is going to be down. One more thing, you might be observe in the crude oil market there is some number of players. Once they will cut the position in the future market will boom. So there is always market like zigzag. You can't see the, this fuel market is going to be straight. No, there is a zigzag, right? So in future, if we in future, if you have some profit in the, the oil marketing companies or oil companies, just take it off the table. So that is one. Real estate sentiment is not going, very soon. That will be not the positive. But this is time to be, make your plan for to write a strategy, or how to, take your taking care of your stop losses, how you can, rebalance your portfolios. And दोस्तों एक और रिक्वेस्ट है, like I'm just a simple layman. I'm not any kind of anchor, so I'm just trying to, share my knowledge, information on this YouTube channel, so I can deliver you the best of the best knowledge and best of the best quality companies. Those companies are much undervalued. I will be share you very soon. So those companies, people can, take the stake in that. And if somebody looking for 10 to 15 years, 20 years point of view, you have to do your own research on that company. You need to discuss with your financial advisor. And if you like those companies, you can take the position or on that companies. I don't have any recommendation of that. I'm just sharing these. I will share all these ideas for the just information and entertainment only. So if you like content of this channel, please comment, please give me your advice, give me thumbs up or thumbs down, whatever you like. And I need your support to grow this channel. And very soon I will share you some, the fantastic companies, good quality companies, because what I believe, quality people is the first. Was management is best, company is going to be deliver one of the wonderful result and the best results. So best is the better. And I believe trend is our friend. Right now trend is negative, so be prepared for that. And do not sell or, the cut down your positions because of this market is oversold territory, that is stressed out. And now like in coming time period, I will be share you some more videos, and I will cover up all the topics whatever is right now. So have a wonderful day, and we will talk you soon, and enjoy the rest of the day. Take care. Bye bye. See you.